Welcome back then guys. I hope you've had a good go at doing the wall dorsiflexion test, and I'm guessing you haven't skipped forward onto the next set of videos because you haven't been able to hit the magic 10 centimeter distance between your foot and the wall. But have no fear, in the next couple of videos I'm going to be going over two of the main kind of reasons that cause this restriction and that are stopping you from getting to my magic 10 centimeter gap. So there's two real ways about it, and you may actually want to go and do the wall test as I'm going through this video, because the first issue can be calf tightness, and a sign of this is, it really kind of makes sense once you went through it, is when you were kind of trying to lean your knee forward towards the wall, that it was kind of just stopping you in the back of the calf, and it all just felt tight and niggly. But have no fear, that doesn't mean you're stuck and destined not to be able to squat correctly now for the rest of your life. There are a few avenues we can go down, and some of those are calf stretching, and I've got a few different variations of this because some of you may have been doing this back in PE when you may be at primary school or secondary school, and there's a few variations you can do, tweaks to really kind of increase the stretch and to get more of a benefit for your calves. The second one is actually just foam rolling, and I've got a couple of little variations again, basic through to more advanced ones, which you can have a go at, and you can kind of practice a bit more pinpointing where the foam roller sits on the little kind of knots and trigger points basically. And the third one is, it's not really kind of an exercise that you can do yourself, but just going to see someone like myself, a sports therapist, and getting a good sports massage on the calves to relax them all. Now what I would say is it would be great if you can do all three together rather than just doing one or maybe two of them, as if you do them all together they'll have a combined benefit and really start stacking up with getting more flexibility in your calves. So then, without further ado, I'll go on to more about what different calf stretches you can do. So the first one, really basic, just you put one foot in front of the other, almost similarly like doing the wall dorsiflexion test that I got you to do in the previous video. And again, the key teaching point is to, I'll just move the mouse here now, you can just about see it, is just keeping the heel flat on the floor as you lean forward and just feel a great stretch in your calf in there. And basically what you can do, ideally, like I've done it there, you can do it without any shoes or socks on, or you could do it with shoes on. I don't think it makes too much of a difference. And a variation of this, which to kind of increase it if you don't feel like there is that much of a stretch there, is to go and do a more advanced one, which as you can see here I've got some maps, but you can practice using a couple of books, and on the balls of your feet put the books so your heels off touching the floor, and again same principles apply as the basic stretch. You literally then lean forward and you should feel quite an increase in difficulty in this stretch. Now the magic number really for doing like sets and reps wise of both the advanced one and the basic one is holding it for about 30 seconds and doing it about 3 times on both legs to really try to get the basics. You can hold it for longer ideally, but kind of 30 seconds is the minimum you really want to hold it for to start getting any of the basic kind of positives from doing the stretch and starting to get the muscles to relax. So I know it can feel like an eternity standing there and getting up to that 30-second mark, so if you want to set a timer going, and again times when you can integrate this in kind of your daily lives. You could do it when you're either like waiting for the bus or something like that, or waiting for a taxi or an Uber, or you could do it like when you're waiting for like something like the kettle to boil. It's a great time to have a couple of minutes to do the stretches a few times. So that's kind of the basic kind of calf stretch. I do have a little variation on this calf stretch for you if you're more related to kind of going to the gym, and I have actually got a video here, so without further ado I'll press play and kind of show you what you can see from the title screen what kind of happens. But basically you can either use a dumbbell or you can use a weight plate to do the squat, and you want to start off with quite a low weight on doing this, and the idea is you do a goblet squat and then just literally lean into your knee, and you should feel a really good stretch into the back of your calves. And like this video, you can do it just where you just lean in for a couple of seconds and then lean back out, or what you can do is then practice holding it for 10 seconds. And the way you would kind of advance this stretch is by either increasing length of time you hold the position, like leaning in there for, or so you could say like start off with a few seconds, then kind of increase it maybe up to 10 or 15 seconds. Or the other version is just increasing the weight of either the dumbbell that you're holding or the weight plate. But like I said, you really want to start off with a light weight to begin with, and then before you start kind of moving up the weights. But yeah, that is the kind of calf stretch variation that I find really kind of can work and is a different way of doing the basic calf stretch. So like I said, the other part of this is foam rolling, and if you don't have a foam roller, you can pick up one off either Groupon or Amazon for that for less than a tenner, so it's really kind of inexpensive. You can go and spend more if you want to, but you get just the amount of benefits from the orange one that I've got here, which I think was about £8 off of Amazon, so it doesn't break the bank, and it still works the same as ones that cost like £50 odd. So don't think you have to go out and spend in a load of money on the next big thing. And as you can see here, we've got two variations. So the one on the left is just the basic one, and what you can do is just roll this calf upwards, up and down, and you can move your foot kind of in and out, so you could kind of work more on the inside of the calf here, or if you go the other way, you could then work on more of the outside calf as well, depending on kind of the points that are niggly and feel sore and tender. And what you can do is you can just roll up and down, or when you get to a niggly point, you can just sit on that point and just hold it there for 20 to 30 seconds, and then continue rolling again like that. If that doesn't feel like you're getting a great amount of benefits, or you feel like you could take it up a notch, the next one is just using the other leg that you're not rolling to just pop on top of the leg you want to roll, and then that increases the amount of pressure you're applying as you foam roll. And again, with that one, the same principle applies. You can move your foot in and out, so you can either target the outside of your calf or the inside of your calf, depending on the little bits of tenderness. And again, just hold it for 20 to 30 seconds if you do find one of those little points which you think, this is a bit more painful than the rest of the calf. And so you can have a go at that, and ideally you can do this as often as you can. You could do this after you've had a gym session, or you could do it kind of throughout the day if you've got a spare couple of minutes to go and do some foam rolling, and just make a little space and just settle down for 5 or 10 minutes just to roll out your calves, as you really will get a great amount of benefits. And like I said at the start of the video, you can try and amalgamate both the stretching and the foam rolling together. Don't just do one or the other, as you will get a great amount of benefits from adding them all. And so that's kind of the first idea of foam rolling. And like I said, the last one was actually just to go out and get a great massage on your legs and calves, and as this will really kind of increase the benefits of doing the foam rolling and also the static stretching. But you don't have to, but you will just get a greater benefit from doing it. So don't worry if you think that's out of your budget, or you don't really want to go out and do that at the moment in time. That is perfectly fine. So that's really what you can do to kind of relax off your calves, and it doesn't take too much time, which is why I like these exercises. So in the next video, what I'm going to be going over is if you felt more of an ankle restriction in your joint, and if you actually don't know what that feels like, I'll be running over that as well, so you can make sure you know if it is calf tightness or if you have got that ankle restriction. But that's it from me. Go out and have a go at doing this foam rolling, pause the videos, have a refresh over them and practice the calf stretching and foam rolling. Let me know how you get on, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.